Hi there, future teacher, and welcome to another teacherpreps.com test prep lesson, here to help you get that passing score on your upcoming Praxis 5002 exam. In this lesson, I want to present two test topics that are important to know. The first one are the developmental stages of writing that our young learners go through. We're going to be talking about each stage as well as the appropriate age and typical grade level that they go through them. Next and lastly, we're going to be going through technical tools that aid in collaboration like Google Docs and such that you might get a question on test day. So if you are looking to ace that upcoming exam, make sure you stick around. And if you're not already enrolled, click the link in the description below or simply go to teacherpreps.com. Click the blue button in the top right corner, get test prep now, so that you can get everything that you need to know in order to pass on exam day. All right, without further ado, let's jump into this lesson and get started. Let's take a look at the different developmental stages of the writing process, starting first and foremost with the pre-writing or scribbling stage. Typically, this happens within the ages of 2 and 3. Children at this stage explore writing by making marks on paper. Often, these are random scribbles that may not actually resemble letters or words at all yet. Moving on, children between the age of 3 and 4 begin to draw pictures to convey messages, often accompanying their drawings with squiggles and scribbles that represent their emerging awareness of letter and word forms. This is called the early emergent writing stage. Up next, we have the emergent writing stage, and children begin using recognizable letters that may attempt to write their names or other significant words. Now, at this stage, these children understand that print carries meaning and may combine drawing and writing into their work. Notice here how we have cat with a little cat. This usually happens between the ages of 4 and 5. Up next comes transitional writing, where children start to grasp the alphabetic principle, understanding that letters represent sounds in spoken words. They begin to use inventive spelling, which is called phonetic spelling as well. So whether you receive a question on test day, it might use the key phrase inventive spelling or phonetic spelling. Now, this happens at this transitional writing stage at the ages between 5 and 6. Lastly, in the early fluent to fluent writing stage, children can write simple sentences and paragraphs with relatively correct spelling and punctuation. Children at this stage start using writing for various purposes such as storytelling, as well as informational sharing, and also expressing their opinions, their experiences, and their beliefs. This often happens between the age of 6 and 8. Now let's move ahead and look at grade appropriate work in the writing stages. So we're going from the writing stages and we're going to connect this. We just talked about not only the writing stages, but also the ages. Now let's connect it to the grade level. So in kindergarten, these kindergartners will focus again on scribbling, drawing, and experimenting with moving their hand while holding a paintbrush or a crayon or a pencil in order to write the first letters. Then in the first grade, they will often start writing simple sentences using the inventive or phonetic spelling. Here we have flowers are pretty. Notice that we have the inventive spelling happening here. In the second grade, moving on, students are beginning to develop their ability to write brief and simple narratives and even informational pieces too. Then we go to the third grade, where students write organized and detailed stories, reports, and letters. They're now really beginning to become more confident with paragraphs, correct spelling, and punctuation. You'll notice a big difference between second grade and third grade when it comes to language arts, both reading and writing. All right, next up, we have fourth and fifth grade. Students here are expected to be able to write multi-paragraph texts that demonstrate their clear reasoning and a logical sequence of ideas. All right, future teacher, it is very likely that you'll receive a question on test day checking your understanding for matching grade appropriate skills. So really be sure that you have a good grasp for the stage name, the age, as well as the grade level. which we just talked about. All right, excellent job so far. Let's keep it moving. Technology will also play a part into your exam. And in order to become an effective teacher, we want to use all different types of technology. So, next, let's talk about this topic. Technology really comes in handy when it comes time to producing and publishing writing. So, let's take a look at some examples that we can utilize in our classrooms. First, we have word processors, and we can think of examples like Microsoft Word and Google Docs, which offer environments that allow students to practice digitally formatting their text, as well as multimedia things like inserting images and creating different documents with templates too. What we really like in this kind of digital age is collaborating among your other colleagues, because these word processors, as you know, allow for multiple people to work on the same project, on the same, written task. And so we can use these for real-time collaboration. For the upper grades, students can also begin learning desktop publishing using software like Adobe InDesign and Microsoft Publisher in order to learn how to lay out and design a piece of their own writing. Next up, we also have cloud-based collaboration tools, which we just talked about, such as Google Docs. And this includes all the Google Drive, so sheets and slides and everything else that Google offers us, as well as the Microsoft products too. These are all in the cloud, which means they're great for collaboration. And if on exam day you receive a question about the effectiveness of the digital tools that we now have, definitely look for an answer option that has to do with collaboration.